Hi everyone, I'm Ashley. I'm the founder of GrooveSafe. Thanks for taking the time to come and learn with us today. Some of you might be familiar with GrooveSafe and the work that we do, but I imagine there are some new people here who are just finding out about the initiative. So thank you for coming and wanting to learn and find out more about how you can help. GrooveSafe is a nonprofit, and our goal is to stop harassment, unwanted touching, and sexual assault at live music events and any other entertainment settings. We want to make concerts and events safer, teach people about consent, respect for boundaries, and body safety awareness, like what is harassment, and like appropriate and inappropriate interactions. So in this bystander training today, we will go over some ways that you can support your peers and play a role in creating safer shows. The goal is to learn how to build consent culture, and you'll find out ways to do that with the focus on how to stop sexual misconduct and other unwanted advances. I guess backing up so you guys know, I started GrooveSafe because I didn't want to see music anymore. I love going to shows, my favorite thing to do. I've been seeing concerts since I was a teenager. I've seen more shows I can even count, all kinds of bands, genres, some bands a lot more than others. But it's what makes me happy. I mean, it's my favorite thing to do. But I mean, I found out that I didn't want to go anymore. I've been grabbed and touched inappropriately so many times that I completely lost the the drive, and like it was ruining my love for music. So I mean, I guess lots of my bad experiences were butt grabs or worse. I mean, someone tried to put their hand up my skirt once. That was intense. That wasn't a good day. It's hard. I mean, it's really hard. Things happen differently for everybody too. So everyone experiences trauma differently, and you never really know what someone's been through. So you know, there's a spectrum of reactions and how things come up for people. But that being said, this is a really sensitive subject. So if anybody needs to take a break, please do step away and come back if you're ready, or follow up with me. I can let you know a little bit more about what we talk about. So if anybody needed to leave, I'll give them a second. But I would find myself at shows hunched up and looking around and so tense, constantly on guard. There was just no like getting lost in the music anymore. Couldn't go and just let go and focus on the reason that you came. It was more about your safety and who was around you and if you were okay. And I just started to realize I wasn't having fun. I just wasn't having fun anymore. I was more happy, more anxious than happy. And even like leading up to shows, I would anticipate reliving some of this stuff. And I mean, the more it happens, the worse it becomes. It all comes flooding back. Not only are you experiencing it in the moment, but you're going over and feeling the other times that it's happened to you. It can really change you. I mean, another thing that you never know when it's going to happen. A lot of the times, it's what I call the drive-by. It's very unpleasant, but it's where they grab and go, dip into the crowd. You've no idea who they are, where they went. The only thing you do know is that you're left with fear, and you're alone with these feelings, and you don't know what happened other than you feel awful and you probably want to go home. I get it. I've been there. But this like unwanted touch and harassment, it does happen, and it happens in tight spaces like you'd expect on the GA floor. You know, down in the pit, in places where you expect people to be pretty jammed in. But a lot of my experiences and a lot of the people that I talk to, it happens in the aisle, in the row, in the line to the bathroom, the line for a beer, and the line getting in. And that's physical touch. The comments and the harassment, it really happens everywhere. So I mean, I've heard such bad stories, and I've also experienced some bad stuff. I mean, it's just gross. I mean, it's really unfair. But I mean, I blame myself a lot too. I was thinking it was me that was doing something wrong. Did I deserve it? I mean, was I wearing or whatever? And lots of dark stuff comes to your mind. But all you know is that you feel hurt, or you feel scared. Um, but you did nothing wrong. So this is definitely not your fault. I know after doing this work for 5 years, that it wasn't about what I was wearing or what I was doing, or if that person was, you know, not because they were wasted. I mean, I'm definitely not responsible for that person's buzz. It shouldn't risk my safety because they can't control themselves. Um, I mean, body safety awareness, body safety in general is taught in kindergarten. So there's just really no excuse to touch me without my permission. Um, just because you like something doesn't mean you get to have it. Um, so my choices were stop seeing shows, stop seeing music, or try to change it. Um, I didn't think it was fair that I couldn't go anymore because someone else couldn't keep their hands to themselves. And I knew I couldn't quit music. So instead, I started to talk about it. I found out so many people were going through the same thing. I knew it couldn't just be me, and I was right. And it's really hard. I mean, it's really awkward to talk about. It can be really triggering and brings up a lot of really bad stuff. But the only way to work on this and work through it is to talk about it. So if you're not ready to tell your story, that's fine. And I understand. But GrooveSafe started when I realized that it was happening a lot, and it's a really big problem. So we work with bands and festivals and also venues. But today is about the fans. I really want to teach you guys, my peers, who I see shows with and who I don't know I might see shows with sometime, but it takes all of us to be involved in this, because it's about our behavior, our friends' behavior, and the fans, the fan experience. So we hear about see something, say something, but what? So this training today it goes past awareness. Awareness is only the beginning. So Shauna is going to give you some tools so you can be part of the solution. And you guys getting involved will help us shift things towards making that consent culture. And this is the stuff that everybody can do to help. So thanks for coming. Shauna Potter is going to now get started with the Bystander 101 training, and I hope you guys get a lot out of it and can start to apply some of these things in live settings in your communities, and to really continue to talk about this. All right, thanks for coming. Talk to you guys.